It's August 16, 2022. My name is Jimmy Van, and it's time to know your news tonight. My guest lives in a house once occupied by Madonna. Apparently, he's one hell of a Greek dancer, and he aspires to be featured in a portrait in the George Costanza pose. He is the host of the Matt Men podcast. His name is Andrew Zarian. Andrew, how are you, man?
Dude, I got to tell you, every one of those things that you said is 100% accurate.
100% true.
Legitimately 100% true. Legitimately 100% true. Dude, I'm glad I'm here. You messaged me on Twitter, and we tried to do this last week. Things kind of fell apart on my end. But, dude, thank you so much for having me.
No worries, no worries. We were talking off the air about how I'm meeting somebody that I know, but I don't know, and I'm meeting them for the first time every time we do this podcast.
I love it.
So that is an awesome thing, and I think that you are going to love some of these stories, and I think that you and I are going to be able to spitball here, I think.
I love it.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to talk the KYN 7 of the top news stories of the week that are stupid, funny, and weird. I'm going to get your reactions, and I'm going to ask you questions along the way. Every single week I do this, it never ceases to amaze me just how much stupid shit is going on in the world. And I vet this stuff. Like I make sure this stuff is.
You're still surprised.
I guess I'm not. I'm surprised by the volume.
Yeah,
that's what it is, because I have to try to whittle it down to 7 every week from like 20. You know what I mean? So that surprises me. Let's go with story number 7, reported by the New York Post. So there's a woman on TikTok. Her name is Hazy's Mom 22. And she was at Disney World with her family, and they were doing the themed rides, like Peter Pan and Jungle Land and all of that. She ran into a problem, though. Andrew Zarian, what happened?
Oh, she ran into a problem. Discovered that her husband's goofy at Disney.
Excellent answer. A boat ahead of her on the It's a Small World ride started to sink, causing her to get stuck for over an hour waiting for it to get fixed. And they played the song the entire time. We got the video from her TikTok at Hazy's Mom 22. Joel, put that up. No audio on this, so I could talk over it. So there she is. She's just sitting there. The other one ahead of her there is kind of sinking a little bit. They're waiting for someone to come along to try to fix the thing. Can you imagine over an hour? It's a small world for over an hour, over and over and over again. You know what it reminded me of? Are you a Simpsons fan at all?
I am, yeah.
You know the episode when Homer and Marge, they go to TGI Miscratchy's and it's New Year's Eve all the time, and Marge is like excited and she says to the waiter, how wonderful it must be that you get to celebrate New Year's Eve over and over. And the waiter looks at her and he says, please kill me. That's what this reminds me of. You know what I mean?
Funny? I mean, what a traumatic experience, right? Like you could never listen to that song again. It's going to trigger something in your mind every time it happens.
And not just the music, the dolls, all those dolls all over the place.
The animatronics.
Yeah, like if there's kids on the boat, like you said, they're having nightmares, these kids.
Is that the Simpsons episode? Is that the Simpsons episode where they had one of the, I guess, rides was that you had to walk through landmines or something? I remember that as a kid.
Might have been. I don't remember. I just remember that poor waiter.
That boy just killed me. I don't want to live here anymore.
So here is my question for you. Do you have any memorable stories that have to do with a long wait? Maybe it's a wait at the airport or at the restaurant or in traffic. Any memorable stories pertaining to a long wait?
Yeah, I got a great Disney one.
Oh yeah,
I got a great Disney story. This was a common thing in my summer vacations as a child. My father would decide at one point, midweek, we're going to drive to Florida. We didn't plan for this trip. We're driving down to Florida. And one time he decided we're going to Disney. So we said, okay. We drove down to Florida 16 hours straight. This man doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Going. We check in, whatever, the next day or the following day, whatever. We're going to Disney. We get to Disney and we wait in one line. An hour 45. We do the ride. My father says, all right, everybody, time to go back up. And we're like, all right, we get in the car and we go back up to New York.
Are you kidding me?
Swear to God.
One ride?
One ride. He's like, I can't do this. It was the middle of August. He decided that it's the best time to go to Orlando is the middle of August.
Right.
He couldn't do it anymore. He's like, we got to go. He had a whole breakdown. We got in the car. We're like, all right, we came back up to New York. We were in Florida probably less than 3 days.
That's amazing. That's
Unbelievable.
amazing. You know, they make these express passes now, and so you can actually bypass the line.
Yeah,
It's
now,
it's
yeah.
yeah, now, but I guess back then they probably didn't, right? So
No, I don't
everybody's
think they
standing in line
did.
for hours.
You know what? How do people do that? You know, like you're going and think about it, like that's miserable. You
Oh,
know, you're
yeah.
waiting there for like think about that woman. She probably waited online to get on that ride with the
Yep,
family. The
yep,
boat is sinking. Now she's stuck, and that takes up like an hour and a half. She's done.
yep,
She's finished after that. She doesn't want to
yep.
do anything else.
You're right. Probably left and then headed back to the hotel. Yeah,
I
you're
would have
probably
hoped my
right.
boat was I would have just wished it sunk and just saved me through the pain.
All right, let's move on to story number 6, reported by the Daily Mail. So there's a 21-year-old woman from Sydney, Australia. Her name is Jessie Carr. We got a picture of her. Put up that picture of Jessie Carr. There she is there, pretty girl.
Okay.
She underwent a cosmetic procedure called Fox Eye, which is like an eyebrow lift
Okay.
inspired by celebrities by Bella Hadid. I guess this is a thing now. I don't know. And this girl, Jessie Carr, she decided to do this Fox Eye eyebrow lift, but there was an unusual side effect. Andrew, what do you think that side effect was?
Do you know who the cat lady is in New York? In the
I
80s
think
and
I think I
90s.
know what you're talking about. She got herself looking like a cat, right?
Looking
With
like a
cosmetic
cat.
surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine something like that happened where she went in there trying to look like a fox and she came out looking like a cat.
I think she might have ended up looking more like a bull because she grew horns.
Oh my
We've
god.
we've got video from Jam Press Show. Put that up. Look at
Holy
that.
moly.
Somehow, some way, she ended up with protrusions on her forehead that resembled horns. She called it her biggest regret. Gee, I think
Ah,
that's what she called it. And on top of that, as if the horns weren't bad enough, the procedure also made her forehead blow up as if she'd gone 5 rounds with Amanda Nunes. Do you have that
um
picture, Joel? Look
holy
at
moly.
that. Look at that. And you know, the one thing I don't understand, because you hear stories like this a fair bit. And the one thing I don't understand, that is a beautiful girl. Like,
Yeah.
why does she feel the need to improve upon what she already has? Like, explain to me why that makes any sense. Why do girls do this?
It is just peer pressure from social media, a lot. Listen, sometimes people just want to do something and it makes themselves feel better, right? And that's cool. But a lot of this is peer pressure from social media and influencers. And I mean, this woman is transcended into an alien at this point. I mean, she
Yes.
really looks like the Greys. You know, she's about to show up. Uh, it's isn't that crazy? I mean, I just read a story about this woman went in for a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift,
Uh-huh.
in the Bronx. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
went to a hole in a wall place, paid $7,000 for a $25,000 surgery, and
Mhm.
like the whole rear end rotted out.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, isn't why? But
I don't,
why?
I don't, I mean, the one thing I did question with this girl, because she's 21 and she's got an Instagram account and stuff, I wonder if she did it strictly to try to go viral. You know what I mean? Because if
Mm.
she did, it worked. I mean, we're talking about it. It was reported all over the place. So maybe that's the reason that she did it.
I'm
You
looking at
know?
the story, and the thing is, it's not even a permanent procedure. You pay $2,000. It's supposed to last you up to 2 years.
Right. 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 I don't know, man. Well, here's my question for you on this one. Have you ever done something expecting a specific outcome, but you ended up with a completely different outcome?
Yeah,
Like
I started playing
maybe,
basketball,
okay,
and I
explain.
I, I thought I was going to play for St. John's University and become an NBA star when I was 14 years old. I'm not even kidding you. And then
Really?
I went to high school and I tried out for the high school team and I realized 5'9" is not the best height for a forward.
Right. Yeah.
I
So
was
were you
delusional.
done? Were you done with the team after the first
You
year?
know what's funny? I played like a ton of basketball till I was like 17 years old. And
Oh.
then like I love doing it. And then like one day I was like, okay, I like playing. It's fine. But like I actually thought I was going to go to play for St. John's and I was like a really good player because I was a good player,
Mhm.
amongst the white kids in my neighborhood and I was the tallest guy. I'm
Uh-huh.
5'9" at 14 years old. These kids are 5'2". I'm dominating them. I'm like Shaq. And then I went to high school and I realized, like, man, these kids are like 6'4". And they're playing point guard. They're playing shooting guard. They had no need for me. I could shoot. I could claim that I shot 95% from the free throw line all I want. They had zero need for me. That's just one of those moments of like, okay, I wasted a lot of time on this. I mean, it was fun and everything, but I had a whole different outcome for me.
Interesting. You hear stories like that too, where like the star player in high school, They go to college, and now the team is loaded with star players, and they're not the star player anymore.
It
You
happens
know
a
what I mean?
ton. It happens a
Yeah,
ton.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The pandemic was one
Interesting.
of those. I had very different expectations for 2020.
Really? What
Yeah.
were your expectations prior to the pandemic?
I had well, prior to the pandemic, I had started a new company where I was consulting a lot of doctors. I work in a little bit in the hair loss field.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Talking about medicine, right? Talking about cosmetics. I was consulting on their ethical marketing because things like this constantly. I mean, this story is actually perfect because it kind of fits into what I do. Like, these are the viral stuff that go on, and then a lot of people get influenced by it. And I think it's unethical when plastic surgeons are doing, like, celebrity comparisons, like want a butt like whoever, or
Right.
want a face like whoever. I think that's so unethical because you're never going to be able to provide them with that. It's
Right.
impossible. It's nearly impossible.
Right.
And you're setting people up for a very unrealistic expectation. So I was helping these people, these brands and these doctors, like, hey, listen, let's be a little bit more ethical on how we're doing this and be a little bit more honest, and it'll go farther for you. I had signed up a bunch of these guys, guys, girls, whatever, the doctors and the companies. And then the pandemic happened, and I had to not do any of it, obviously, because they weren't operating. You couldn't
Yeah.
do anything. So that was a little bit of a twist, but that's life, Unlike this, I never grew horns. Have you?
Not yet, knock on wood. Hasn't happened yet.
Not yet.
And at least the pandemic, I mean, there's a lot of girls that didn't get to look like Kim Kardashian, I guess.
It's gone, by the way. That Kim Kardashian butt is out, I've been told.
Oh, is it?
It is over for that Kim Kardashian butt.
Oh man, well, her 15 minutes is stretched like 10 years, or maybe even
Unbelievable.
20.
What a brand.
All right, let's go on to story number 5, reported by thedrive.com. This is a good one too. So Toyota, they make an affordable lightweight sports car called the GR86. And here's a pic of the 22 model of the Toyota GR86. Look at that thing right there. Now, with your purchase of that car, Toyota was offering a complimentary 1-year membership in the National Auto Sports Association and a complimentary track day, meaning that Toyota was basically saying, hey, we're going to give you a day on a track in your area if you buy this car. Here is a sample email that a buyer received when they bought the Toyota. See right there, it says complimentary track drive from Toyota, and then your recent purchase, yada, 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 right? So there was a gentleman named Blake Alvarado, and he bought a 2022 Toyota GR86, just like the one in that picture. And he took it to a track because that's the marketing, right? So he took it to a track for a track day. The car ended up with engine failure. So he took it to the dealership to get repairs. Andrew, what happened next?
They discovered there was a small animal in the engine that caused it to happen.
Your story is actually better than the truth.
Oh, man.
So what happened was the dealership refused to cover the repairs under warranty because he'd taken it to a track, even though Toyota encouraged it. Here's a picture of the service document from the dealer. Put that up, Joel. Oh, it's kind of hard to see in the fine print there. That basically talks about what the issue was, but they refused to cover it under warranty because he took it to a track. And to make matters worse, the marketing video for the 2023 Toyota GR86, where the hell do you think they're driving the car, Andrew, in the marketing video?
That is amazing, right? So
they're on a track.
They told him, here, go to, listen, you know what it is? We didn't tell you to use our car. We didn't say use your car. We said, here's your membership to the track. Do whatever you want with it. That is, I hope they ended up paying for it.
I think it's still going on, but here's a clip from the marketing video. Put that up, Joel. Look at, this is the official Toyota marketing video for this car, the GR86. They're on a track. So that's amazing. And on top of that, Toyota's UK website states that track days do not invalidate your warranty. So the UK website says you get your warranty if you're on the track. And there's a little thing right there. What's covered? You're covered for track days. So look, I'm not a lawyer, but this sounds like a slam dunk. No, I mean, isn't there like a lot of evidence that would suggest that this guy should get the thing covered under warranty?
Yeah, plus some more now.
Plus some more now, right?
Yeah,
right. He's had apparently over $11,000 on this thing.
Wow, it's a brand new car.
It's a brand new car. Yeah,
I'm trying to see if they ended up. Oh, they will end up fixing it. They came out and said they will now.
Yeah,
after they went viral. After they went viral, you know?
Right. Well, here's my question for you. Have you ever been refused any warranty or insurance claim and you thought it was completely wrong for that to happen?
Yeah, dude, I have a great story. I had a 99 Grand Cherokee, okay? Grand Cherokee Limited, fully loaded this car. And it was a total lemon. Within like the first 30 days, it was back in the shop like 6 times. I was in and out of the shop and they refused to do it. They said there's no problem with the car. The car wouldn't run. The car would just stop middle of the highway. You lose power, it would just turn off. Yeah, it was a huge problem. So they had the car the first 6 months that I had the car. They had the car for 5 of those.
Wow.
And they said, we're so sorry. There's nothing. We don't see a problem with the car. There's no problem. So finally, I took the mechanic out, and I refused to let him leave. I drove for an hour, and he's saying like, no, I got to go back. I'm like, no, you're gonna drive until this thing stops, and it stopped. And they turned around. They said, no, we're so sorry. There's nothing wrong with the car. So I went through New York State lemon law. And ended up this was like a 4-year-old ordeal to get my money back for the car.
Wow.
And I ended up getting the money back for the car. I got every penny back for the car. But it was, same thing. They're like, there's nothing wrong with the car. I'm like, it stopped. He goes, yeah, that maybe could happen sometimes.
Are you kidding? So even after the thing stopped, the mechanic still said, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah. And it's funny because it went through, the state, they had to like ask people, what's going on. And even other technicians were like, oh yeah, when I took it out, it did the same thing too. But we couldn't figure out, we couldn't diagnose it. It could have just been bad fuel. They kept saying it's bad fuel. I'm like, how much bad fuel could there be in the state? I go to different gas stations every time. But I had the same thing. Yeah, it was a very similar thing.
The things I learn when I do this podcast, I get stories every week doing this thing. All right, let's go on to story number 4. This was posted on TikTok. So there's a woman named Sapphire Jess, and she says that
Great
her
name.
neighbor. You like the name Sapphire Jess?
Love it.
Almost sounds like a ring name.
Yeah.
She says that her neighbor's dog barks from 5 p.m. until 3 a.m. every day. She says she's talked to the owners. They claim the dog is old and they don't feel compelled to stop it from doing what it's doing. So Sapphire Jess decided to take matters into her own hands. Andrew Zarian, what did she do?
She put the dog on Craigslist and sold it.
Your answers are good to this stuff. They're good.
You know what? It gives you a little peek on how I think. What I would do, maybe.
Well, what she did was she put a speaker on the fence and she played Who Let the Dogs Out for 6 hours straight while the neighbors were sleeping before their night shift. We got the video, Joe. Put that up. Amazing. 6 hours straight on the fence while the neighbors are trying to sleep. And you know what? I'm not a cop or a lawyer, but aren't there noise laws? Like I thought after 11 p.m. you're supposed to cut it, aren't you? Like you're supposed to try to cut it out. I know it's a dog. Maybe it doesn't apply to barking dogs. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess on the state or what country they were in, but that would not happen here in New York.
What do you think would happen if like let's say your neighbor had a dog barking at 3 a.m?
Your house would be on fire. Someone would set the house on fire. I'm telling you, I am positive one of my neighbors would probably set the house on fire. It's very common. Like, and then everybody be like, yeah, listen, you should have put your dog back inside. It's not
Amazing.
It's not Jim Dulligan's fault that this happened. He had no other choice.
Arson occurred, but you know what? Tough shit. Should have shut the dog up.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, my question for you, it kind of just relates to what we just talked about. But you said, what people might do. What would you do if your neighbor's dog barked all night and they refused to do anything about it?
I would set the house on fire.
You really would?
Yeah. Just take the gas and be like, listen, guys, I got to do it. It's part of the rule. This dog's been barking. Sayonara.
Wouldn't even think twice about it.
No, that's it. Yeah. That's it.
Amazing. You're in New York, you said, right?
I'm in New York. Yeah, I'm in Queens.
Okay.
A lot of dogs barking here, and a lot of consequences for it here too.
A lot of fires, apparently. Apparently. All right, let's go to story number 3, reported by the Daily Hive. That was awesome. So there's a high fashion brand called Balenciaga.
Yes.
And this brand has gone viral in the past for selling stupidly expensive shit. For example, they had a coffee cup for $110 US. Do you have the picture of that, Joel? There you go, $110 US for that. They had a pair of destroyed sneakers for around $1,700 US. You got that one, Joel? $1,700 US for that thing. Well, Balenciaga just went viral again for all the wrong reasons. After debuting their 2022 winter collection. Andrew, what was the big debut this time around?
See, I know the answer to this one.
You know this one?
I do. Yes, I know the answer. And they are. You want me to spoil it? Okay.
Yeah.
They have designed a beautiful bag, a carry bag. That's a trash bag for a couple grand, for like $3,000.
It's about $1,790.
$1,700. You know what? Kind of reasonable in pricing. I'm surprised. It's a
You
little
think
underpriced
so?
for them. Yeah, I'm telling you, underpriced. They should have sold it for $3,000, and they would have sold a ton of this.
Amazing. Well, you're right. They debuted a garbage bag for about $1,800. We got a bunch of pictures of it, Joe. Put the pictures up back to back. So they call it the trash pouch.
Beautiful.
It's it's made from calfskin leather that's coated to give it an irregular gloss that replicates an actual garbage bag.
Oh my God.
You can get it in 4 colors: black, white, blue, and yellow. And of course, it's got a drawstring. Of course it does, because they want it to look like a hefty bag or something. Like, seriously, who is buying this shit? Who's buying the coffee cup for $110? Who's buying the destroyed sneakers? Awesome. And I bet you that one did not cost you $1,700.
Here it is. This is it.
Doesn't have a drawstring on it.
Doesn't have a drawstring, though. No, that's why it's not $1,700. It's the drawstring that you're obviously paying for.
That's yeah. Do you think they're selling this shit? Are people actually buying this shit?
I'm going to tell you, they're going to sell out every single piece.
You think so?
Yeah.
Of the garbage bag.
Yeah, they will sell out every. It's hot. Balenciaga's in. The dumbest things they make. It looks ridiculous.
What's the allure? Like, why would you want to? It doesn't even look convenient to carry that thing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have something that somebody else doesn't. Yeah, and listen, man. Economy's not so great, right? The world is not doing so great. But it is amazing to me that there is still a market in this world. Like, no matter how bad things are, right? And this is how I gauge it. How bad is it? Is it really that bad? And someone will say, well, yeah, obviously. I'm like, Balenciaga is selling a trash bag for $1,700 and people are buying it. It can't be that bad. People will buy stupid crap constantly. It is amazing. I have no doubt. Remember those Supreme shirts? It's still a thing. Supreme is a brand.
Okay.
People were paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a t-shirt, just a plain t-shirt that said Supreme on it.
Right. Man, you can just get a knockoff for $20.
Just buy a knockoff. Call it a day. Nobody's gonna look.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at you and be like, well, man, if that bag, if that shirt wasn't a knockoff, I'd want to talk to this guy. He'll go far in life.
Right. I don't know, man. On any given day, $100 head to toe. That's what I wear.
Listen,
that's just how I am.
With that said, with my own admission, I buy stupid shit all the time.
Do you?
I spend way too much money on stupid stuff. Yeah.
What's the last stupid thing you bought?
I bought a Hermes belt for $1,000.
I'm not a fashion. It was $1,000 for a belt?
It was $1,000 for a stupid belt. Yeah.
Did you need it that bad?
I didn't, but I really like it.
Okay. So are you using it with frequency now?
I'm afraid to use it because I don't want to. I don't want, because like you dress up and you're wearing it. People. I don't want to wear it out. It's a nice belt.
So it looks good in your closet.
I buy shoes. I'm really into shoes.
Yeah.
I spend money on ridiculous things constantly, but not a trash bag. I'm not buying a Balenciaga trash bag. I thought about it though.
Well, here's a question for you. Now, one question that I was going to ask you is, have you ever bought any overpriced silly shit? And you just kind of answered it.
Oh, regularly.
Here's another question. Do you have any memorable mishaps in any way related to taking out the trash?
Oh, that's great. You know what? I live in New York City, but I live across a park. So we get a lot of possums and raccoons and all the park creatures in the city.
Yep.
And there have been moments that I've gone out and I've opened that lid, the trash lid, and there's a whole family living in that garbage can.
Oh, yeah.
So there's been those surprises.
Interesting. Hopefully no rabies.
No rabies, as far as I know.
Okay, good. No raccoon attacks going on in the park across the street.
No, but I got to tell you, sometimes I partake a little bit, puff. And I'll go out, I'll look at my backyard, and all of a sudden I'll see there's the raccoons are hanging out with the possums and the alley cats, and they're just having tea together. It's an unbelievable sight to see.
Really?
It's unbelievable.
Another unrealistic side is that my lights keep on going out for some reason. I have no idea why.
Well, obviously, Stranger Things is happening where you are.
Stranger Things is
Yeah.
happening. It's really weird, but I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. We'll keep on going. Let's go to story number 2, reported by the Smoking Gun. These people, man, these people. So I didn't know this. Maybe you know this. There is a law, at least in the state of Florida, because most of the crazy shit happens in Florida. There's a law that bars criminals from electronic communication, criminal gang members,
Okay.
bars them from electronic communication. And
No
there's a
texting.
all it says is electronic communication. So there's a 26-year-old man from Florida. His name is Tito Burney, and he's a member of the St. Petersburg Auburn Park crew. So it's a gang in Florida, and he found out about this law the hard way that bars criminals, gangs from electronic communication. Andrew, how did he find out the hard way about this law?
He was sexting a police officer that happened to know who he was.
Interesting. He made a homemade rap video and he put it on YouTube. That's literally all he did. Joel, put up a clip from the video. I'm going to talk over this. We're not going to have any audio. So the song is called Ain't Duckin' No Wreck.
Yeah,
It
me
was
either.
posted. It was posted in mid-February. Police allege that the song contains lyrics that are being utilized to benefit, promote, or further the interests of the Auburn Park gang and intimidate or harass other persons. And so as a result of that, they apprehended him on a rap video count. I didn't know this existed, but he got charged on one count for posting a gang-related rap video. And when they got him, he had to be carrying a stolen Beretta handgun. So they were able to get him on charges for that too. So he's locked up. There's a bunch of felonies being thrown at him. But it all started because he posted a homemade rap video on YouTube. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. I've heard of copyright strikes. I've never heard of that's gang activity. That's a count. That's a rap count.
Yeah, can you, I mean, like, sometimes maybe like less is more, right? Like, I get he wants to be a rapper, right? I get it. But you're already told not to do it. But if you're a upstanding person, you would kind of understand the point. Criminals are dumb. Very dumb.
They are. Yes, they are.
Really
yes,
dumb.
They are.
If they weren't dumb, they wouldn't be criminals. So that's amazing. You know what? I get such a kick out of those stories. I really do. Like the idiocy, the self-sabotage almost.
Yeah, and the thing is, okay, fine. So you want to be a rapper? That's fine. Do you have to have the hand signs, the guns, all of the mentions in the
Yes.
lyrics, the gang activity? Did you
Need all of
have
it.
to do that?
He had
You know
to.
what I mean?
He had to do it. He didn't have a choice.
He didn't have a choice. It was
No,
that or
he doesn't.
nothing.
It was that or nothing. Listen, man, either we're going to shoot this video this way or sorry, we can't do it.
Or
We need the hand signs. We need the guns. We need all of it. We need the self implication in crimes. We need that
Right.
also.
Right. Well, let me ask you this question. If you were going to upload a video of yourself performing any song, what would it be? Maybe Bleeding by Soul on Fire?
Oh, that's a great one. Bleeding by Soul on Fire. That's a deep dive right there. Actually, the bassist of Soul on Fire is my daughter's godfather now.
Interesting. Well, I saw the
Yeah.
video on your channel from like 13 years ago.
13 years ago. That was in my
Yeah.
living room. That was my original
Awesome.
studio in my living room.
Awesome.
If I had to perform a song to post on the internet, what would it be? You know what? I think that's a great question for Twitter. I'd love to see what Twitter thinks. I'm going to do, you could Call Me Out. Call Me Out by, Chevy Chase was in it. With, God, why is Paul Simon and Chevy Chase, Call Me Out.
I know the song. I remember the video. I remember the video for that.
Fantastic video.
Interesting. That was the one you'd perform?
That's the one I would perform.
Have you seen, this has given me a great idea.
By the way,
Have
Paul
you
Simon,
seen-
good boy from Queens, New York, too. Great boy from Queens, New York.
There you go. Have you seen Paul Rudd was on the Tonight Show and he did The King of Wishful Thinking, the song from Pretty Woman, I think it was.
Yeah.
He did that video and he did it with Jimmy Fallon, and they did it identical to the original video. Like they made it identical. And so somebody on YouTube put the original and their side by side, so you can see how close it was.
Wow.
I would love for you to do the video just like the Chevy Chase Paul Simon one, and then we can put them side by side on YouTube. That'd be amazing.
You know what? Only if we could put it on Fightful Select as breaking news. Only if we could do it that way.
I'm going to isolate this clip I'm sending it to Sean Ross Sapp.
Oh no, you know what? That's a man that follows through with everything. He doesn't
Absolutely.
half-ass stuff. So if you send it to him, he'll probably get me to do it.
It'll get done. It'll get done. And now this gives me something to look forward to, like another project for the rest of the year. This is awesome. All right, it's time for story number 1 already. This is fun, man. I could do like 10
Me
more
too,
of these
man.
with you. So it's time for story number 1. This was reported by the Art newspaper. This one's good too. So there's an artist named Anthony Gormley, and he plans to install a sculpture at the Imperial College in London as part of a redevelopment of the campus. You know, they're putting some work into the campus and you want to get some art in there. So diagrams of the proposed sculpture went public.
Yes,
and it's caused concern with the school students, and some of them are trying to prevent it from being installed. Why are some students trying to prevent this sculpture from being installed at the college?
It looks like a giant man with his dingus out. That's why.
That's exactly what it is. We have a picture of it, Joel. Put it up. So the sculpture is called Alert. It is a 6-meter-high stack of steel blocks meant to resemble a squatting human figure. The concern, obviously, is that it could be misinterpreted to look like a person with an erect penis rather than a squatting person. Now, what Joel just put up right there, on the left is the illustration of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that's how it's supposed to be, a squatting person. You see the legs squatting and the torso and the arms. On the right is what they're afraid it's going to be misinterpreted as. Instead of legs, it might be a giant dick. And that is the concern. And I'm not going to lie, like before I even saw the illustration showing you what it's supposed to be, when I saw the first picture, I immediately thought that doesn't look like a squatting person.
You know
what I'm saying?
So when I read the story, I was like, oh man, these kids are soft. What are they? They're complaining because it looks like a penis. Like, look, what's going on? Like, are we going to complain about everything? And then you actually see that diagram, right? The illustration. You're like, oh, okay, it does look like a dick. It is a man with an erect penis. You know,
I mean, I look at it like this.
Crazier art installations than that. You
know? 100%. And I look at it like this. That dick could double as a bench.
It can, yeah.
Like maybe people can sit and they can rest on the penis.
Listen,
it's not the worst thing in the world. It could provide shade. You could get penis shade.
Suitable seating in public parks is a problem. And I think that could serve the need for it.
I think it could, yeah. So let me ask you, if you were going to that school, and you saw that proposal, would you have an issue with the, like, let's say that you're bringing your parents to campus. Do you think that, you know, would you be thinking, okay, we're going to avoid this area because I don't want my mom to see this?
I think it's not phallic enough. I think it's not phallic enough. No, we need more. We need more dicks all over campus. I mean, isn't it? That'll solve a lot of the problems. We need. It's not phallic enough for me. I think the top needs to be more like a penis. I think the arms, add some arms. You know?
Interesting. So you want a series of dick sculptures?
I want
all over Imperial College.
All over Imperial College. Just, you know what? Someone should start doing that.
Wow. Interesting. I mean, hell, if maybe, I don't know if they have issues with getting people enrolled in school, but if that goes viral and like Imperial College gets all this free marketing, like that could up their enrollment number. You know what I'm saying?
There's no such thing as bad press.
Right. Yeah. Controversy creates cash. I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, man once said that. I think it's hysterical. But you know what, though? Like, I don't have enough time in my day to be concerned with the penis on campus, right? Like, I was a shithead in college. We all were.
Yep.
You know? Like, if we saw that, we would laugh about it. We wouldn't file a complaint, but I guess somebody does eventually, right? Somebody complains.
You know something? When I went to college, Chris Rock came and did a live performance once. And it was an outdoor thing, and everybody's like kind of sitting in the grass for this performance. And Chris Rock, you know, he was kind of vulgar with some of his jokes, whatever. Somebody, while we're still there, we haven't even left the show yet. Somebody was passing around a clipboard because they were trying to start a petition to get Chris Rock banned from the school.
Why?
Because they were offended by the jokes.
It's
and
comedy.
when I saw the clipboard, I literally looked at them and I said, "Are you serious?" And I just like kind of gave it back to them because okay, first off, unless you don't know who Chris Rock is, how do you not go into it prepared for what's going to happen anyway for the content, right?
I don't. But maybe they didn't know.
But that's how do you get that offended? Did they have a clipboard in their backpack ready to go in case what they saw was offensive, so they could like make it into a petition and get signatures real quick?
I never get that thing. Like I don't get offended by much. It takes a lot.
I'm with
like,
you. I'm with you.
You gotta
Same
be,
thing.
especially with me. Like, you can insult me all you want. Like, I get it on Twitter all the time, right? But I'm like, I don't get offended. Like, unless you're being like outright racist or like outright transphobic, homophobic, whatever. If you're just being an outright asshole,
Right.
I don't like that. There's no place. I don't have a place for that in my life. But if you're doing comedy and it's part of your set, and it's not you're not harming anybody. You're analyzing, you're making jokes, whatever. What the hell's the problem? Like, it doesn't matter. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's how I see it. There's a lot of comedy out there that it's not for me. And you know what? I don't sit there and write letters complaining about it. I just say this comedy is not for me. It's not. I'm not into it. All right, whoever's into it, enjoy it.
Sure. And same thing with the dick sculpture. If my school wanted to get the dick sculpture, I'd be like, all right.
No. I have a problem with that. That I have.
Oh,
I need
you
more.
do?
I need more.
Oh, you need more.
One is not enough.
One's not enough. So you would literally start a petition, and the petition would be about you can't stop at one.
No, I would go to the dean of students.
It's almost like a bag of potato chips.
But you know what, though? What's the appropriate number? That's the question. Obviously, one is not appropriate. We need more than one. But what's like between 1 and 8?
Eight of them, really?
Yeah, keep positioning on campus.
Amazing. Well, this has gone by too quick, and so I'm definitely going to have you on again. I want to thank Andrew Zarian. Tell the people what you're doing and where they can find you.
You can find me all over the place. You can find me on Twitter at Andrew Zarian on Twitter. I do the Wrestling Observer live show every Sunday. I do a show called Mat Men. You can follow us, Mat Men Podcast, on YouTube or everywhere podcasts are available. And I do another show called We're Live, Pal, on Tuesdays. So I told you, we were talking before. All I'm doing now is pro wrestling stuff. It's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for KYN tonight. Once again, Andrew, thanks for joining us, man. This was a lot of fun. We got to do this again.
Absolutely. Anytime. You let me know.